I will have to notice here also that this level of detachment of work from the author creates perfect conditions, and probably it is even being used as experiment on the highest of the levels to be established or to be worked, to be developed some concept of artificial intelligence, as they continue to be very impressed by it. That is the logic that is completely opposite of the one that I'm developing here. The logic is that general humanity does not need to bother to develop its own mind. It will need to be rather dependent on some kind of artificial ball that is going to collect all of the intelligence instead. So from where they are going to be fed with intelligence, because they don't need to so they don't need to generate their own intelligence, or they are being presumed as not capable to generate their own intelligence. This is all developing on the presumption that intelligence is somewhere out there anyway, and that we are anyway generating it from up there. I initially do not agree with such statement, and I find it very stupid. I find very stupid when people continue to talk about intelligence existing independently of human body, or some kind of limbo space from where people are just sourcing it or milking it, like from the clouds, like from a cow. Would we not talk about another mind eventually, of a mind of another person, rather than the clouds out there? And would we not be talking about certain category of population liking the idea to use certain people to create the cloud, and then to use other people to use the initial inputs of that cloud, and they using it as an output or to be served as on a milk track with bottles of milk. As a matter of fact, I'm going to notice America is very fond of their golden age, where they have been given a bottle of milk in front door on every morning, and they like very much the idea. They still continue to talk about it as a golden age, and it is typical American golden dream they still cannot give up on. I just wonder, are we not here detecting the fact that white race in substance here projects itself as artificial, which also I equally do not accept or agree with? I think it is another misconception that many people just accept it to buy because it is so easy to be manipulated with people, especially when they are further from the main matrices of the civilizational development, main schools or main centers of intelligence, normal human intelligence. So what I am saying here is that the entire concept is complete bullocks, means nothing. It is complete manipulation, waste of time and waste of resources, and it is being conducted or led by people that are combination of stupidity and mental illness. And I have already detected that that is the worst combination that possibly can be, combined with ego. It is catastrophic result. It is level of atomic bomb with the devastation effect to all of the humanity. If you bring on personal level such people that are combination of narrow-mindedness, mental illness, and ego, you get atomic bomb of destructive function. That is where the destruction is happening. The size, the effect, and the negative concept. A negative concept is narrow-mindedness and mental illness. Now, combined with ego, with mega ego, atomic bomb, biological atomic bomb, and capacity to destroy its entire planet. So the intention of this is to disable atomic bombs, not to provide a recipe, but to teach humanity how to spare themselves from giving to such people too much of space. Now, if you allow these people to start building a system, you make bigger damage, and do not give them chance to build some mega centers out there, because you could have been sober enough to notice that these people do not have solid platform with which they can win even on the most elementary, the most basic political platform, let aside worldwide political platform. Now let's return to subject matter itself. Well, scientists can make 99 correct conclusions. If you make one wrong, it can be catastrophic. The concept of spirituality. Down effect. I have proven that we generate intelligence and consciousness from Earth, and that to begin with, and that our own, the main conductor of energy and communicator on energetic levels is Earth itself. Earth communicates on energetic levels with the universe. Either is sun, either is moon, either is any other universal phenomena. The one that is recipient on first account is Earth. We are second-hand recipients. We are receiving it from the Earth. That is why older civilizations, still Maoris for example, find very much beneficial. They're also recommending it. It's very part of their core value system to walk without shoes, directly to walk on Earth. Because that is how you connect energetically with Earth, via the ground, not via the cloud. So therefore, the entire theory of the knowledge being summarized somewhere in the air in some kind of cloud, technically is completely fake perception of how energy, of how we relate to entire energy phenomenon and consciousness, for that matter, inclusive. Therefore, that also means there is nothing ready-made for us, because we are the one bringing the context. The context is the specific existence and the specific meaningfulness of our existence. In any case scenario, we cannot talk here even of any kind of formula or knowledge existing somewhere else, but being matter of our mind. Then it is different if you can catch the vibes of another person. If you're telepathically connected to another person, so you're telepathically connecting with minds of other people. But that is not the cloud up in the sky somewhere in invisible somewhere space, existing on its own parameters. You're actually telepathically connecting to another mind. What I'm underlining here, the importance of body and mind in all of this, the importance of specificness, of the individual element, of context, in which only any kind of knowledge exists and makes sense. You cannot call knowledge in some abstractness out there, where in relation to different circumstances, that would be nothing of a knowledge that much, apart of recognizing the formula of the quality of the land, the quality of the air, that is the most general chemical consistency and physical consistency of the universe. Any other knowledge is very much inboxed and related to inboxed realm. 99% of what we call knowledge here on Earth is very much related to inbox concept of life on this planet and about living on this planet. That is what we call knowledge. Everything that is associated to other territories always end up as a story of some other people or witnessing something or whatever, but that is not what you can call knowledge. Knowledge is something being worked out in details and would have very close practical application, or would be used as a matter of formation and formulation of something much more definitive. It is much more rounded up, much more integrity-related protocol. And as such, it is much more in the context of specific realm and specific circumstances. Knowledge very often is what we use in applicable mode. We are talking about knowledge because we want to apply it. All that indicate we talk about very specific context. That all of that is returning us to this realm and very close to this earth. So the phenomenal cloud or some information existing random in the universe or in the air is, in any case scenario, various kind of reflections, and it is always second-hand information because it is just electromagnetic reflection or copy, the copy of our minds and our thinking that reflect in the air, and then it can be catched by some other people. Now, if these people would like to create something that would be in a promise to serve humanity as it is WikiLeaks, but based not on direct contribution that random people are adding their own facts. This is based on someone using our minds, taking from our minds our thoughts, and creating some kind of general bank from where then other people can derive it. Now, I am profoundly against it because it is violating a couple of protocols, natural protocols, and each time you violate a couple of natural protocols, you are playing against God. In this case scenario, upper logic of creation or higher logic of creation of everything. And you are disrespecting all of that, including your own intelligence. You're disrespecting your own intelligence. In other words, you are allowing yourself to be stupid and immoral as well. And that is double down effect. First of all, plenty of our thinking is so random and so unformulated and very, very often hardly finished. That would make sense only if or when people each time formulate in very specific module-like effort a certain piece of work, but then that becomes piece of work, and what you're doing actually, you're stealing intellectual property of other people. Now that is already criminal. So if it is on the level of thoughts, it is nothing less of criminal. But it is hard to be proven, although it is pointless to be used, because if that mind does not formulate it in final product, does not have intelligent protocol, you don't get protocol intelligence. It is work in progress. In order to be intelligent, it will need to be worked out properly, to be given sense, to be framed within the sense will need to be formatted. Sense is something you build. It's like a music. You're trying various notes, and when it goes to your ear, you say, yeah, okay, that's I can record this, makes sense, it falls in my ear properly. Sense is something like that. You have to make it. That is why we use a reference to make sense. You have to make it. And that is only it can be done by the author. Now you steal pieces and chunks of my work and my thinking, which is notes I'm just taking. I have said these are all notes. I have not finalized any of it in final work because I need serious working group in order to I produce seriously usable political document. This grand scale work, I need an enormous serious team of people. I need to control it. I need to oversee it. I need to bring sense to it. Now you make cloud out of it. First of all, it is without you're not getting the sense of it, and if you're not getting the sense of it, it can be damaging, it can be destructive, as it is destructive, and you're using it in destructive manners to make various wars out there, and people and material damages being a result of it. Well, I am doing work still, and you do not have right to damage this work, you do not have right to play with my integrity, and you do not have right to use my work in such negative effect. These are all principle violations. To go out there and robustly to call it cloud in some collective hippie level culture, it is devastating, it is embarrassing for that many people, either on east or on the west, north or south, that walk in this 21st century in the name of the previous accomplishments. But it is altogether enormous embarrassment, and all because so many people continue to hurry ahead, to call with their enormous money banks, continue to call all of the previous their own right, and continue to violate every single rule on this planet so whatsoever. All in the name of money, and all in the name of making profit, or milk as they have decided to call it on West Side. They are talking about profit. The milk they are talking about is a profit. And all they are interested in that America is just profit, while vandalizing and violating any single rule, any single protocol on this planet. And sponsoring, that is also equally, to be noticed, sponsoring such practices, being number one sponsor and continuing to be number one sponsor to such practices, to sponsor such practices. Because if these people are not being sponsored, they would not be creating that level of damage as they are sponsored on level of Elon Musk or Musk, that continue to sponsor the madness on the level of atomic bomb in former Yugoslavia, because Americans continue that they are entitled to use any single remain of that Yugoslavia as they are about to squeeze the orange, because they think that orange is theirs. And even if that means creation of the biggest atomic bomb on the planet with enormous distractions, they're just doing it anyway. And that is how Harry met Sally, and the result is planetary devastation. Harry, Ireland, and Sally, former Yugoslavia. So, that is exactly how they are using my work as a test for creation of cloud, of artificial intelligence. So people are going to use that cloud like they're to get a petrol for their car. That is undoing God work. That is someone play God over God. That is someone overwriting the entire protocol human in any single aspect of it, including the fact that we have all our own mind, for all of the reasons why that should be our own mind and why it should be used and how it should be used, to the way how we relate to the nature and how we connect to the entire universe and the entire energy protocol. Everything has been misunderstood, wrongly described, wrongly applied, and wrongly disassembled and reassembled in completely artificial, monstrous stupidity. Monstrous stupidity. And that is all happening on the level of that unfortunate movie called Mask, with that unfortunate movie star that is talented in all of the useless ways, but useful enough to create one of the most damaging movies on the planet, called Mask. Continuing to be today the sponsor or mascot of this enormous level of stupidity, multiplying on the planet as the biggest disease of all of the time.